Good morning, dear students. Let us begin our mathematics class. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 25, pictorial representation of data. Now, what do we mean by pictorial representation? You know, in our day-to-day life, what we do, we collect various numerical data. For example, your class teacher, she collects your name, your address, your phone number. She collects your name of houses, which houses do you belong to. Then she collects the marks obtained by each student in each subject. So all these are in the form of data. And what she does, she collects the data and then she make a record of it, and then analysis and other observations being done on the basis of those data collected. Now, these numerical facts which are collected, they are known as data. And data is a collection of numerical figures, facts and statistics collected together for reference or analysis or to give some information. To gather information, what we do, we collect the data. Data collecting is a process of gathering and measuring information on targeted variables in an established system. For targeted variables means, suppose I want to collect the data of the marks obtained by each students in each subject. So that would be the targeted variables. What we have to collect is the marks, the subject and the name of the student. And in an established system, that is in a classroom, okay, that is 5H, like this. So this is what is data and data collecting. Yes, children. So data collection, we just saw that data collection is a process of collecting and measuring the information. Now here, suppose a teacher wants to know how many students for each houses are there in the class, red, blue, yellow and green. So she has collected this information. This is the data which she collected from the class. But if you see at this data, it's very difficult to find out how many students are in each of the houses. So we have got another way to represent this data in a way that at a glance we can see how many students are in each of the houses. Let me show you that also. Yes, children. So I was talking about the data collection written in such a way that it can be read at a glance. And this we are going to do with a special type of marking that is known as telemark. Now, let me show you what is this telemark. See, red. We'll count how many red house students are there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, altogether 7 students are there in red house. So we'll write like this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 and across. This is 5, then 6, 7. So at a glance, one collection means 5 plus 2 lines means 7. So 7 children in red house. How many in blue? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, how are we going to write? See, we write first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 plus 2, 12. So, is it easily recorded that blue 10 plus 2, 12. Green, let me see how many green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then 11, 12, 13. 13 green means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 5, 10. 2, 3, 13. So this is 13. Now, how many yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yellow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you add this, it would be how much? 0, 40. So 40 students of the class, they are distributed in such a way that red 7, blue 12, green 13 and yellow 8. And if you see this tally mark, we can easily identify how many numbers. See, this whole group 1, 2, 3, 4 line and with a cross section is a collection of 5 units. So this is 5 plus 2, 7, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 2, 12, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 3, 13, 5 plus 3, 8. So this is telemark. So for each child, one telemark is drawn against the respective house. 4 telemarks are drawn, 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive way, and the 5th one in a cross section way. And one group is a collection of 5 units. So this is telemark. Now let us understand the marking scheme of telemark. See here. This represents 5 counts. This way counting 5 is easier. When we see this, it means 5. So the telemarks are counted for each house and their number is written in the column. Number of children. Here I counted and wrote. Check the sum 40. Which should match with the number of children to avoid any mistake in counting. So likewise, telemark is maintained. And what this telemark tells us, the number of children in each house, easily we can see from this telemark. See here, number of students in each house. See, red, we can see here, 5 plus 2, 7, blue, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 2, 12. So number of children in each house can be visible, and the maximum number of children are in green house. We can make out with this number also that maximum number is in green house, followed by blue. The minimum number of children belong to red house with 7 number. So these are the things which we get from telemark. Yes student, we are learning the telemark. So what are the advantages? From the tally table, we can quickly make out the number of children in each house. The maximum number of children are in green house followed by blue, and the minimum number was children belong to red house. So at a glance, we can find out these findings from telemark table. Now children, let us see representation of data. The data after collecting, what it is done? It is recorded systematically, and when it is recorded in different ways, in different forms, and that is we are going to learn. What are the different forms? The data may be represented in many ways, and those ways are known as graphs. Now first is pictograph. What do we mean by pictograph? Pictograph is the representation of data using images or symbols that are relevant to the data. This is one of the simplest ways to represent statistical data. It is easy to read also, and you can see here when we represent a child or a person, we draw a figure of child or a person. A book, so this represents a book. So this is pictograph. So we saw pictograph. Now second is bar graph. Bar graph is a graphical display of data using bars of different heights or lengths proportional to the values that they represent. It represents the categorical data using rectangular bars. For example, you can see here it's X and Y axes are drawn and different lengths of bars drawn, but heights are different, lengths are different, but the breadth remains the same. So this is bar graph. Then we have third type of graph known as pie graph. A pie chart is a circular statistical graphic which is divided into slices to illustrate numerical proportion. It is a type of graph that represents the data in the circular graph. For example, this is a circle and these boxes, they represent the data sizes of this graph. Same here, and this I have drawn from, you remember, this is from science, your components of air. So this is 75%, 8% of nitrogen, then 21% of oxygen and the remaining gases. So this is how we represent the pie graph. Thank you children.